Here we can see how his feet are a little bit out, which unless it's very pronounced, is not bad. We also see how his center of mass is not in the center, but a little tilted to the left. This is caused by the muscle descompensation that exists in his posterior chain. In this view, we see how his trunk is a little bit forward. This is caused by his poor flexibility in his hamstring. We see how his knees go over the tip of his feet. This is not bad because, as we will see later, he doesn't have a bad bump in his ankle dorsiflexion. In this exercise, we have to keep in mind that the tip of the foot that doesn't not raise must be facing the ceiling and not to the side. When our client raises his leg, we see how he's not be able to reach 90 degrees, but he reached 60 or 70 degrees. This is one of the reasons why he doesn't perform a perfect squat technique. In this exercise, he has to flex his leg to later try to touch the floor on the opposite side with his knee. As we can see, he has a really good range of motion in his low back. In this exercise, he gets to separate the tip of the foot from the wall to about 7 centimeters, which is a normal room. In this squat, we can see how there are differences at the hip level. This is apart from the minor rump on his left shoulder is one of the reasons why he doesn't keep a symmetrical and stable position. We see how there is an excessive flexion of shoulders, and it produces that there is no correct alignment. In addition, we see that the trunk is a little bit forward, produced by the lack of flexibility in his hamstring. Here, we can observe how our client has an incredible room in the flexion and extension in the thoracic spine. Like in the low back, we can see how in the thoracic rotation there is also a very good range of motion. Here we can see the difference between the rump of the right shoulder and the left. This is because the natural path of our client is toward the left side. Here we can see the difference between the rump of his shoulder. This one is the first exercise proposed to improve the strength in the posterior chain of lower limb. Consists of contract the glutes and elevating the hip. It's important that the back form a straight line with the hip and doesn't bend as it will produce pain in the low back area. After this, as he has a good pelvic control, we will do raising one of the legs and keeping that position a couple of seconds. In this exercise, the client must flex one knee and hold it with both hands, making pressure so that there is no space between his low back and the table. We see that our client has the knee 80 degrees below the hip line because he has good flexibility in the hip flexor, but On the other hand, we see that his ankle is located about 20 degrees ahead of the perpendicular with the knee, and should be just below. How our client has a good performance, we are going to do rotated squat. In this case, we will put 60 kilos because we want to improve his strength and the weight is 80% of his maximum repetition. Now we are going to do deadlift. This exercise serves to improve his strength in the hamstring, glutes, and spinal erectors. It's one of the best ones for the posterior chain. This one is another exercise for the posterior chain, exactly for the glutes. We use the mini band to avoid knee valgus. Basically, I have proposed push exercise because all of them has transferred to his sport. This exercise is to improve the stability in his scapular waist. And this one is going to improve the strength of his past and the stability of the core. To finish, we are going to do shoulder press with dumbbells. Here, it's important that the client doesn't go below 90 degrees since it's contraindicated for the glenohumeral joint.